Welcome back to Missouri River Bottom for episode 21. I'm BP, and today we try to make $500,000 selling straw. Well, there's not much to do but get at the task at hand, guys. We have straw to collect, and our goal is to make $500,000 doing it. So I've got the Deutz hooked up to our Rapide forage wagon, and we're going to set him loose in the mega field and get him going. And then I actually purchased a second forage wagon for today just to have more collected so we're not running all day. We'll run up and get that one up and running as well. Got a quick update on what's happened between episodes. And we'll get everything up and running here real quick. So jump in here. We want to make sure, let's check our vehicle speed. Since we're just grabbing straw, 26 is fine. We'd only have one vehicle. 2 headlands is fine. All square corners, that'll do. Go ahead and generate that course. So while I'm getting this set up, I did complete a harvesting contract in October and one already today in November. So we have 2 additional fields of straw to collect. So I will show you guys in the contracts menu. We have field 48 up at the top, and that one's already complete. That's the one we did in October. And then with the one we did this morning before episode was field 27. So both of those are complete and ready to go. We're just not going to wrap them up until we get the straw off of them. So the Fendt is up here at field 48 where we had our first contract, and I went ahead and grabbed all that straw between episodes to have that done. So here is our Fendt, and we have a Lizard Colossus forage wagon. Has a 5 million liter capacity, just like our other, the Rapide wagon. And as you can see, I've already collected all the straw off of this field. Now, by my estimation, we're going to need about 12 million liters of straw. Not sure the exact number. Did some rough math, some mental math, looking at the prices we have available to us. And off of field 48, we got just under 4 million liters of straw. So in that regard, we're starting off well. If each field gives us about 4 million, we will be pretty close to that $500,000 mark for straw. So right now, we're going to run down and jump onto field 27, get this guy set up. This forage wagon has a couple of special features. I did go with an unrealistic capacity for this one just to get it started. So we're picking up all the straw in 4 fields. This forage wagon will pick up at a 50-meter working width. So it's going to make short work of field 27 up here, and then we'll send it down and probably have it start on our soybean field while our existing forage wagon works away at the mega field. And our goal when we get all of this straw is going to be to put it all into our production silo, which has a 20 million liter capacity, and then I can actually increase the capacity of that Rapide wagon all the way up to 100 million. We're going to put all of it in one load and take it to bale sales and sell it there all at once so we get the total of how much we've made. So I'm going to get this guy set up, and then we have a couple other small projects to work on while they're picking up the straw, and we're going to see if we can make that $500,000 before the day is out. All right, we are arriving at field 27. I wanted just to show you guys, you can see the working width. If you can see the guides, I got to zoom way out to get them on the screen. So this forage wagon, as I said earlier, has a 50-meter working width. So it is going to tear through these fields. So let's get it set up. Find a course for it. It's going to be full pretty quickly. So once it's up and running, we'll wait for it to get to the corner, and then I may pause it and set it up on course play. All right, so it is going to be full relatively soon here. Let's go ahead and stop. And back up here. All right, so we want it to... What is the nearest waypoint here? It's going to be this one right up at the top of the field. So that is 31. So we want to set it for field 31. We want it to empty at the farm production silo. It's going to be straw. We're going to put that on course play. Get this guy started back on his nearest waypoint. Just double check that he gets back off and is working up to speed here. Yeah, he's going to hit 26 miles an hour here real quick and in a hurry. All right, he is working away. So a couple of updates on the farm from between episodes to keep you guys up to speed. Let's enter our F450 here. So we still have a ton of wool, and our sheep are just they reproduce so fast, guys. So last episode we put in the automatic animal product shipping, that little hut over there. That's working very well. Our sheep, we have another batch, another 100 going to be born tomorrow. We have a total of 450 adult sheep that are producing wool. The group that's 9 months, the 22-month, and then the 14-month-old Steinschafts that we got new are also producing. This group is going to be producing in 3 more months, and then we're going to have more sheep on the farm. So I've had the production over at, or the wool shipping, set to selling. We just have not been able to handle the wool that we have. And if we jump over to our production site that we put in, you can see we still have wool stacked up outside. And we have 44,762 liters of the 45,000 available. So while we're picking up the straw today, I want to drop another production in here. So we're going to get rid of this tree, and I think we're going to put it down right next to it. We're going to double our production capacity, and then we will put our wool distribution on distributing instead of selling, so we can produce as much clothing as possible, because it's just clothing is just worth so much more than wool. And selling the wool is not a bad option, but we really are missing out on quite a bit of money here. So let's get zoomed in here. And I want to make sure the outputs and the triggers don't overlap. I think we want them right, maybe one over. Still thinking, oh, I think right there. All right, so we'll put that there. Run the smoothing tool over everything real quick. Just make sure that everything's behaving nicely. Go ahead and throw some more grass in there. Make sure we get the other side. And I think it's probably worth putting another tree in there. That one works. Maybe a couple of shrubs. Fill back in what we took out. All right, so we now have 2 wool productions running, or we should say placed. We'll get the second one running here. So this one, we want wool from clothes. We want them storing. Wool from clothes storing, that's all good. So we will push a couple of these pallets down this way to get this one all started and filled up. the stack without knocking them over. Not looking promising, but we did save it. Nice, nailed it. All right, and then the last piece of getting all of that done is taking our wool shipping and turning it off of selling and put it on distributing. So now it should be distributing wool to both of our productions, and we should be good to go. So we have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 pallets of clothes already produced and ready to go, and 9 pallets of clothes at the best time, which is in May, is going to give us, it looks like we have about $143,000 worth of pallet sets. So that is good and exciting news. The other thing we need to look at today is our cows. We have our dairy cows that are 100% healthy. They've got their TMR. As you guys can see, we've got 20 or 2.7 million liters of TMR in the big cow barn. So all of our cows have plenty of food and are happy. The meadow grass we just sort of gave up on. We fought it the whole time. It worked. It didn't work. It was doing what it was supposed to do. It wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. It was very unpredictable. There was clearly some sort of conflict with how this was set up and, you know, how the map was put together. And that's just far beyond my skill set. But we are on TMR now, which is great news. And we have almost 7,000 liters of milk. So we need to put in a dairy production and start getting that milk over here. So we run over to productions. I've got a couple. This one is big. It is expensive, but it runs a lot of milk. It will just produce milk at a very, very high level. It looks like it has both the fill and the output on this side. There's the controls. So how do we want to place this so that we minimize the disruption? I think maybe this way, because then they could come in from the street and go from there. That is $1,900 worth of landscaping. That seems like a lot to me and leads me to believe that this may not end up being very nice when it's all said and done. So maybe we should come in here to level out a nice big pad, and then we can always come back and smooth the edges, but it can be really hard to smooth the edges around the outside of a building once it's placed. So right here, yeah, we're down to $200 worth of landscaping. That seems much more reasonable to me. I'm just trying to make sure. It does look like the dump point. And now, do we want to run this one? Let's see. We'll put it down. Let's see what we get. So rotate a little bit, zoom out. I think right about there would be good. Great, that worked out well. Let's smooth all of our edges out. And then I think most importantly, we need to come down in here and we need to level this off with the road. So let's smooth that out. Let's bring this across at this level. I have a nice exit to the property here. Let's smooth our transitions. Okay, we'll throw in some asphalt and then out to the road. Okay, backfill with a little bit of grass. All right, doesn't look too shabby. Got to fix a little bit from our leveling adventure. All right, not too bad. We did do that other part in gravel. Let's go ahead and grab, where is our gravel? Right here. Bring that up and into here. Blend that a little bit. That is not bad at all. We'll come back later and do some trees. But I think that's going to put us right where we want to be. So, yep, that looks pretty good. We definitely... No, we're not going to come back later, guys. We're going to do the trees now. Want it to look nice and finished. So, let's get something with a little bit of height so we can see around the corner. That's going to overhang the road too much. That does overhang the road quite a bit, so maybe we put a couple of these back here. Help fill in that spot. As far as trees that are tall enough, I mean, that's going to provide a nice coverage on the corner. Should be tall enough that it shouldn't affect the vehicles coming in and out. Put one of these here. I think that may be about it. Throw a couple of those in. Maybe a cluster or two of those. All right, excellent. We want to leave that edge available for harvesting that field. Couple of shrubs. Grab a couple of different kinds here. Mix them in. All right, so that does not look too shabby. Let's see. Oh yeah, way better with the trees. Yeah, so we have our little production corner now. And we have to get the milk down to the dairy plant now. So jumping into the production, we have our dairy plant here. We're going to have just regular milk. So I think at this point, we might just produce some bottled milk and some cheese and some butter and just see how that goes. I think we'll end up burning through. Maybe we'll just skip butter. Maybe we'll just do cheese and milk because we're going to have a decent amount being used. And we only have those 50 cows and they're producing a lot, but I think the production rate on that is going to be very high. So how are we getting the milk down here? You know, before we decide that, let's jump in and check on our harvesters or our workers. Okay. Well, all right. Not sure why we ended up in the ditch. Guess our waypoint was too far away. Where are we going, friend? He's still full, so I'm not sure where he's going. What's the plan here, buddy? You going back to your job because you're full? All right, so maybe course play is going to work in this particular instance. Let's just set him to empty at the farm production silo. Has made short work of the first part of that field, and then on the mega field we have the Deutz, which also has managed to get itself stuck. We are in an episode of everyone being stuck. Didn't even get the headlands done. Alright, he should be good. The Deutz should be fine now that we're past that first corner. Should be inside from there and on out. Alright, so looking at what we have to get stuff down to the milk production. See if there's anything interesting in the sale. Another one of the windbreaks. That's not a bad product, but not what we're looking for today. We have another header that we don't need. It looks like that anhydrous setup is still here. This is interesting. The diesel tank, this actually goes in our F450. Maybe we just pick that up just to have, so if we ever have a problem with fuel, you know, getting to the field, or if we have a vehicle run out, we can do that. So that was a unexpected find. And then we have a bunch of slurry tankers. We have the Colossus carton harvester. We tried that a couple times already. So there's nothing here that really grabs me as being a great option for milk. Now we do have the Walker Food Grade 6500, and that holds just under 250,000 liters of milk, goat's milk, water, herbicide, and fertilizer. That could be a really good option for what we want to do. Steel wheels, Alcoas, sure. The box, I think that's this thing on the back, the rear box. Not sure what that does. Probably protects the spout. Main color. And it says it's black. Oh, that's a support structure and everything else. So yeah, we can leave that as black. We don't need to change that. Otherwise, looks pretty good. We'll pick that up. All right, so that has been purchased. The question is, how are we going to get that into the yard to get the milk out? But we will solve that problem when we get there. So we will run up here, grab the TLX. Oh, and I still have stored delivery on from the mod review video for the use up your tires. So that stuff's going to be at the farm, which, you know, may save us a drive. Weren't planning on paying delivery on those two purchases, but here we are nonetheless. So I guess if they're both here, we can just grab that fuel tank and put that in the F450. And then we'll grab, yep, there they are, sitting right there in the middle of the yard. So let's go ahead and get store delivery turned off. We don't want that running all the time. All right, so here is our fuel tank. Looks good. Interesting. I think it, you know, with the flammable liquid placard on it, it probably is meant for gasoline. We're going to run diesel in it, but it'll be fine either way, I'm sure. So pop in here. Let's get in. You can see the fuel tanks in the back when we connect it. Yeah, that looks very, very nice. So let's see if we can go get that filled up over here at our big fuel station. I think this one holds 26,000 liters, something like that. So we should have plenty. Yeah, so that's going to go ahead and fill. Excellent. We'll have that ready in case something runs out of fuel on the farm or running out to a field. Now we've got our TLX. We're going to jump in here. I do need to check. Once we get connected, I'll probably send the Fendt back to its field to get back to work so we can get all of our straw picked up for today. Excellent. So let's turn that off before we go get the milk. Is the Fendt empty? Not quite. It is getting close. When that's done, we're going to want to send it back to field 31. Well, to field 27, but to waypoint 31. And there we go. So field 31 on your way. I love that cover on top. Oh, interesting. You're going to go that way. Well, let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can't get this guy out of the way. All right, so let's go grab the milk. We can have him head down to our dairy. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky with this big trailer. I think we're going to want to back it in, and so we can be facing out the other way. Not too bad. Grab our 7,000 liters of milk. Alright, and we will send it off the trigger there real quick. Swing way out, don't want to hit the back tandems. And productions. We'll send them to fabric and close for right now. That'll get them close enough. And then we'll add a course afterwards. So, catch up with him down there. The Deutz is on its second headland, doing well. I did go ahead and up the capacity of the forage wagon, so it'll actually be able to hold all of the straw from this pickup or from this harvest, and run it all down to bale sales for us all at once. Still trying to make that $500,000 on straw in one episode. Okay, so the F450 is full. Let's top it off with diesel as well. Alright. And put him back in the shed. Oh, didn't check my mirrors. Great. Sounds like the Fent is on location. So we can jump in. Wow, right on the nose. Let's see if we can figure out where the Fent left off. Since we have rounded corners on, we'll grab this little bit here. Nice and easy. I think the best way to do this is just going to be turn on the latest points. Just get him squared up and send him on his way. Alright, there we go. All set and good to go. The Fent is back working. So we have 5 million liters in the silo already, on our way to what we think should be. We're going to need at least 12, we think. So, you know, we are, you know, about 40% of the way there. And we will go find that TLX, which should be on its way down now. Almost arriving. It's a nice looking setup. Too bad we can't get black rims on the milk trailer, but it'll be okay. Yeah, that is very, very sharp. So, jump on in person. We'll take over the driving. Should be a nice, easy swing in here. Yeah, got the dump trigger right away. It is in. And as far as the production is concerned, there is our milk, 69.63. Our cheese is going, and our bottled milk is going. So we will have those things here shortly. The milk's running 480 cycles. So the milk, the bottled milk alone is going to burn through 4,800 liters of milk a month. The cheese is at 1320, so it'll burn through another, let's call it 4,000. So we're at almost 9,000 liters of milk a month just between those two productions. So we'll see how much milk the cows produce long term. Maybe we need to go pick up another batch. But if we're not burning through, you know, 9,000, if we're not producing 9,000 liters a month and we're burning through that much, then we're gonna end up at a shortage here, and we want to keep those productions full and running. So I'll go throw the rest of field 27 on a quick time lapse, maybe. See how much is left. And I'll meet up with you guys when the fence is done and heading over to the soybean field. Well, guys, we're back on the farm working the soybean field. There wasn't much left on our contract field 27 for a time lapse, so I figured I'd get the Fendt and our new forage wagon, our new Colossus forage wagon, working back at the farm. And we are almost done with the headlands. I just checked in with the Deutz, who has about 2.5 million liters of straw. The headlands on this field and the balance of field 27 left us with just a little over 2 million here. So we're sitting at 9.5, a little bit more than 9.5 million liters of straw, with about half of each field left to go. So we're in good shape heading towards our 12 million liter goal. I will see you guys when we're done collecting.
Met a woman, got engaged, time passed, wedding day. Then my feet turned cold at the tone of those wedding bells. I felt bad, everybody got dressed up, but I knew I'd messed up, so I had to fess up that all I really wanted was just to get drunk as hell. So I jilted that poor woman and I got drunk as hell. I'm a talking about hellfire, hellfire, yeah, hellfire, hellfire. Oh hellfire, that's where I'm bound. I'm a talking about hellfire, hellfire, yeah, hellfire, hellfire. Oh hellfire, that's where I'm bound.
That's another 5 million liters, guys. So this tractor alone has picked up 10 million liters of straw, certainly getting us well on our way to our anticipated 12 million liter need to get to $500,000 in straw today. So we'll go dump this in the silo. While it's emptying, we will check in on the Deutz Far and see what it's doing in the mega field. We'll come back, clean up this field, load everything into the Deutz, and send it down to the bale sales to see what we can get. So I was doing a little thinking while we were getting the rest of this straw up. We are entering, we're in year 3, and we're entering our second sort of planting and harvest cycle. The first year, obviously, we had, you know, whatever crops were in the field there when we got there. And I'm thinking maybe we bring in precision farming for year 3. We'll probably introduce that next episode when we start our field prep. Yeah, this guy, wow, 4.4 million liters. So we're at 14.4 million liters of straw and not even finished yet. So we are in good shape in regards to our goal. But yeah, I think next episode we'll bring precision farming in. We'll start our field prep. It will change how we prep our fields. We probably won't be doing deep plowing, only cultivating and mulching unless the field calls for it. That will add in to the gameplay weeds later on if we don't plow the fields. As you can see, you know, the field immediately to my left there, we've got weeds growing already. So we may have to invest in a sprayer or a mechanical weeder, depending on how we want to do it. I think the mechanical weeder would probably be better for the environmental score in precision farming, but you know, certainly something that we can figure out as we go. But we'll start working on that next episode so that year 3 we are working completely within the precision farming DLC. While we're waiting for that to finish emptying, let's collect our 2 harvest contracts. Field 27 was $72,000 and field 48 was $147,000. So we made back almost the entire cost of the dairy production, which I'm sure will make up for when we sell the rest of this straw. So here we go, our last 100,000 liters coming out of this trailer. All good to go there. So, let's see. Maybe we run up to this corner, make sure we get everything out of that corner. Head down, do the rest of these probably 2 passes manually. Dump it all in there. At that point, the Deutz should be done with the mega field. We can load everything into the Rapide forage wagon and go sell everything at that point. So we're in really good shape. We're making good progress on the farm. You know, I think that overall we'll probably end up seeing, you know, maybe 30 episodes out of this playthrough. This is 21, so we'll get through the next year or so with another 9 episodes and see where that gets us. I've got some ideas about what I want to do for the next series. We mentioned with the release of Realistic Livestock that, you know, perhaps a, in quotes, realistic playthrough, start from scratch survival challenge type gameplay with livestock, you know, where we're picking our animals very specifically based on their genetics and their traits. We're starting with, you know, maybe 5, 6, 7, or 8 cattle, you know, 1 male and several female, and growing a herd, putting in the fields, harvesting the grass, with the intent of building a substantial cattle ranch. We could do sheep as well. We could do both on the same playthrough, or we could do, you know, one or the other. We could do goats. But just having that as an option for sort of a hardcore survival. We'd also use the realistic weather mod, which would affect crops, bring in more natural disasters, more hardship, lower yields, and really try to make it a pretty grind out kind of challenge where we're, you know, not fighting the environment, but it's the environment's not in our favor. It's not working with us. It's not helping us. You know, this has been a really fun playthrough, but, you know, basically between the contracts and the size of the lot, the land, and the, you know, the crops we have, and the now productions and the animals, you know, we're able to make a lot of money really, really quickly. And I'm wondering if, you know, for the next one we want to do something a little bit slower building, a little bit more hardcore. We also could take the idea of grabbing, you know, a truck and a trailer or two and a tractor and, you know, moving to a new farm, go to a new map, and take a couple pieces of equipment from here with us, and sort of start our next adventure that way. We could do a couple of those series together, you know, in parallel, recording episodes of both, and that might not be a bad idea either. And we'll jump in here. But like I said, leave me some feedback. Love to hear from you guys. You know, for the next series, what are your ideas? What maps would you like to see played on? There's obviously New Frontier as far as a survival map. There's Calm Lands, which has been remastered for FS25. You know, we have some options, but, you know, leave me a comment. Let's chat about it. Let's get some input. And we're making those decisions over the next probably, you know, 1 or 2 weeks, and we'll be set to go from there. All right, so we're heading into our last pass. Once he gets up to the top here, I'm going to go ahead and take over. He's going to probably end up at 5 million, almost on the nose here in regards to what we got off of this field. So that is good. We got at least 10 million off between the other two. Let's see, get that drop down. There we go. So we got a little over 10 million off of the 2 contract fields and then our soybean field. There was no straw on our chopped corn field, obviously, because we used the forage harvester there. The little corners I did pick up with the corn harvester, I didn't leave a straw swath. I just chopped the straw and spread it out on the field. It wasn't worth having, you know, 20 liters or 50 liters of straw on there. And I think, guys, look how I'm skidding around. I bet, let's take a look here. Yeah, we are at 84% tire wear. Those tires are in bad shape. That's why I'm sliding all over the place. That tire, wear out your tire mod is working great. We're going to throw new tires on this one. $2,685. and done. And now we have 0 tire wear, should be able to drive without sliding. Yeah, now I can turn the wheel and it's not pushing me around. So, love that mod. Did a review on it. You know, check it out. I'll throw a link up on the screen. Holy goodness, what just happened with our windbreaks? One just flew up on the roof. You guys see that? One's right there, and the other one is on the roof of the shed over here. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Where did it go? It went absolutely flying. I don't know, guys. It flew this way. Maybe the sheep wanted it? I don't know. I don't know where that went. I don't see it anywhere. All right, well, may have lost one of our windbreaks. Maybe a microburst tornado or something came through the farm and grabbed it and just threw it off. That was crazy to watch. I'm going to go ahead and fill up here, get all the straw into this wagon, and I will see you guys at the bale sales when we have a total count on how much straw we have and how much money we made. See you guys in a sec. We are pulling into the bale sales now, guys. If you liked today's episode, feel free to drop a like. Love to have you guys subscribe. But let's go ahead and check and see how much we made on straw today. Our goal was $500,000. We ended up with 16,056,345 liters of straw. So we'll hit that empty and let's see how it goes. Well, guys, we did it. $712,000. So let's see. Come into finances. Come down here. $712,854 in straw. So we not only made the $500,000 we were hoping for, but we blew it out of the water. Excellent episode. That was a lot of fun. Glad we got all that straw. Love to see the bank balance back up almost to 1.3 million. That's going to be a wrap for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for more videos, and we'll see you in the next one.